Welcome to section 1.2 of chapter 1, Chemistry and Measurements. In this chapter is again pretty brief. We're just going to talk a little bit about what you can do to be successful in your studying of this subject. In your book, there are many things that can help you. There's a periodic table on the inside front cover. On the inside back cover, there are various tables with information that you may be using throughout the course. In the chapters, you will have a looking ahead section, and it sort of gives you a brief overview of what you're going to be looking at. Learning goals are also at the beginning of each section, like the ones we're doing here. They'll tell you kind of what you should expect to learn. And then there's, of course, a glossary and an index, like usual in any book, that you'll see at the end of the text. Before you begin to read the chapter, you really should look at that looking ahead section. Look at the title of the section that you're about to look at and sort of rephrase it with yourself. Like, well, you know, if it's a section on energy, like what is energy? Review the learning goals, and they'll tell you exactly what to expect as you're going through the chapter. And you should look through the chapter and read the chapter so that, you know, even if you don't understand everything, that's okay. You read through it, and then you go back and you look at the slides. You can use the slides as you read through it. That might help you. So as you read the chapter, try to answer the question that you made at the initial. What is energy? Well, is it telling you what energy is? There are concept checks, and learning checks that I'm going to kind of take you through. You have those that you can work on your own, or you can do them as you go through the tutorial. They will help you understand some of these key things. There are sample problems and reviews that you can do with the guide to problem solving. And then there's questions and problems that could allow you to solve some problems. You're also going to have some online activities as well. Still in the book, though, there are some interesting things and how they relate to real life. Chemistry links to health, industry, the environment, even back to history. And then macro or big picture down to micro illustrations that show you what the whole thing looks like, and then it takes you down to small details so you can look at that and get it in perspective. The figures and diagrams that use this micro-macro technique are good because it kind of shows you how things are organized. I'm a visual learner, and if you are, you need to look at those pictures in order for you to understand better. If you're not a visual learner and you like words, then you need to read every word in the chapter. At the end of the chapter, there are study aids, concept maps. If you are what's called a global learner, if you're someone who likes to know everything about the whole universe, you want to know the big picture of everything before you can really understand what the little steps are, then concept maps are really important for you. If you're very sequential, concept maps can also be good because they show you how everything is related to everything else. There are chapter reviews that are basically just going to summarize the chapter. Key terms. These are things that are important in the chapter, so you should know what those definitions are. Understanding concepts help you visualize the concepts, and then of course those problems and challenge problems at the end. You don't have to worry so much about those because you're going to be doing a lot of those online. So in order to really succeed as a student, and believe me, I know because I'm a professional student, I've been doing this way too long, you've got to be what's called an active learner. And an active learner is someone who prepares ahead of time. They have a question in mind. They interact with the material and with their peers, fellow students, and with their professors. And you can be interactive on your own by doing self-testing works, like with those concept checks and the sample problems and the study checks. That's why I give those to you so that you can do it. Try to answer them without looking back at the chapter first. Then if you have to, look back And the last resort, of course, is to look up the answers. I really only have the solutions there for you so that you can check your answer and know if you were right or wrong. The Tegrity videos, like the one that you're listening to right now and watching, and the Mastering Chemistry are also huge tools in order for you to understand everything that's going on. You should watch the Tegrity videos. You should complete these assignments on the Mastering Chemistry website. And also on the Mastering Chemistry website, there are activities. There's a tab up at the top there that says Study Area. And there are all kinds of things. If you are, if you are a video person, there are animations and videos and things that you can watch, and it puts things in motion. This is the URL for this section, this website. It's all over Blackboard, how to get there. There's even a tab directly from the menu on Blackboard. So you need to check this out because it's really cool. So here's our study check. Which of the following activities should be included in your study plan for learning chemistry? Skipping lab meetings, forming a study group, reviewing the learning goals before reading the chapters, becoming an active learner. Okay, I'm kind of set you up on this, right? There's really only one that I see that I would really think that should not be included. And that would be the skipping lab meetings. Yes, skipping lab meetings, bad. I'm going to write it in my bad sloppy handwriting. Because when you come to the lab meetings, you're going to be meeting me face to face, unless you're doing online labs. And some classes do that, I know. Because then you actually get a chance to ask me questions and interact with other students and get to know people so that you can form study groups. So forming study groups is a great idea. There's a discussion on your websites. I call it the Cyber Cafe. And you can go in and get to know each other and find out, who is, coming in from different areas of the county or whatever, and who lives close, and really kind of get to know each other. That's another way to be interactive in the class. All right, so I hope this has given you some tools, and I will be talking to you soon.